The traditional economy is built on a specific exchange. You trade your limited time to a corporate entity and receive a fixed income that rarely scales. Breaking this cycle requires walking away from that physical trade to build an independent system. The goal is to move into the top 20% of earners. This requires building a self-sustaining engine where your income is determined by the systems you own rather than the hours you record on a timesheet. This wealth generation cannot start until you eliminate the anchors holding you back. You must cut up the consumer debt, reject the status symbols used to impress others, and stop taking financial advice from people who haven't achieved the level of freedom you're looking for. You have to abandon the need for societal validation. Once you stop trying to look wealthy according to the old rules, you can begin the radical shift toward building a digital operating environment that actually generates it. In every industry, there is a distinct divide in how income is distributed. While 80% of workers remain in the bottom tier, the top 20% commands the vast majority of the rewards and opportunities. This distribution is even more extreme at the peak. The top 4% of earners often make more than the rest of that top tier combined. Capturing this level of income requires moving beyond average performance and aiming for obsessive mastery. Many people struggle because they believe in the labor theory of value, the idea that you should be paid simply for how hard you work or how many years you've spent in a role. In reality, market value is determined by the magnitude of the problem you solve and the scale at which you can deliver the solution. Hard work is only valuable if it is applied to a problem people actually care about solving. By positioning yourself as an A-plus problem solver, you change the nature of your compensation. You move from a category where your pay is capped by a manager to one where your income is tied to the results you produce. To reach that level of performance, you have to control your surroundings. Often, this requires leaving your hometown or your current social circle to destroy the stagnant routines that keep you isolated from growth. Your mind functions as a self-regulating system that adjusts to achieve a specific goal. By eliminating external variables and distractions, you ensure that your focus remains entirely on your objective without being pulled off course by your environment. This means cutting off social obligations that no longer align with your vision. If your current peer group acts as an anchor to an old lifestyle, you have to prioritize your work over their expectations of your time. With distractions removed, you can engineer a structure that enforces progress. Rigid wake-up times and specific environmental triggers ensure you remain disciplined, even when motivation is low. Establishing this distraction-free foundation is a requirement. Once your physical environment is under control, you can focus on building the digital systems that scale. Financial independence requires owning a product or service. Without a proprietary offer to sell, you are forced to remain a dependent part of someone else's machine. Working as a cog in a large organization means your survival is determined by factors you cannot control. Ownership allows you to capture the full value of the work you do. In the digital space, the scale is infinite. Unlike a physical business with high overhead and local limits, a digital product has near zero startup costs and can reach anyone with an internet connection. To reach those people, you build distribution. By consistently sharing high-leverage ideas and knowledge online, you capture the attention needed to drive interest in what you've built. This creates a network effect. Your reach compounds as your audience shares your ideas with their own networks, allowing your message to spread without requiring more manual effort from you. When you view wealth through this lens, $1 million income becomes a series of achievable targets. To reach $1 million a year, you need to generate roughly $2,700 a day. That could be 18 sales of a $150 product or a single high-ticket client every other day. Combining a scalable product with digital distribution ensures that your income is no longer capped or controlled by an employer's budget. Reaching this stage takes time. You have to commit to a multi-year execution cycle, typically 3 years, where you work without making excuses, even when the initial progress is difficult to see. You don't have to reinvent the wheel to start. Use the heuristic of imitate, then innovate. Study successful products that are already performing well, reverse engineer their structure, and then add your own perspective to create something better. Your first attempt should be a minimum viable product. Expect friction. Expect the first version to fail or require significant changes. Real-world feedback is the only way to improve. The difference between success and failure is how you respond to that friction. While some quit at the first sign of a problem, others use that feedback to pivot and refine their system until it meets the market's needs. This process of constant, emotionless iteration over a period of years acts as the ultimate filter. By continuing to iterate when others stop, you eventually build the system that allows you to join the wealthy minority. Eventually, the years of building and iterating lead to a stable, passive phase. Your business generates cash flow that you can reinvest, allowing the system to expand autonomously. At this stage, your time is permanently disconnected from your survival. You have the freedom to design your life without financial limits or external control. Taking these steps in your 20s insulates you from the economic anxieties that most people face throughout their lives. By mastering a skill, building a product, and staying in the game, you secure your status as an independent anomaly.